At Historic Environment Scotland, we really want to promote the historic environment as a national learning resource that's there to support and inspire learners of all ages and all abilities to make sense of Scotland. And through our Learning and Inclusion programme, we take a creative, flexible and cross-curricular approach that helps to support all types of themes, topics and subject matter. And working in partnership is one of the really important key things to make this achievable and successful. And I want to thank all the partners who've taken part in this project. One of our most successful initiatives is our Junior Tour Guides programme, which really helps young people to become ambassadors for their local heritage sites. But it's a really time-intensive and resource-intensive programme. So what we wanted to do is look at a more flexible model for delivering this type of experience that still embeds the core learning initiatives such as creativity, local heritage and skills development, so that more schools across Scotland would have the opportunity to take part in projects like this in the future. Creating a sense of pride and ownership in local heritage through projects like this helps to create the skills, the passion and the knowledge that young people will need when they become the custodians of our heritage in the future. And who knows, they might even fancy a career in the sector. So I hope you enjoyed the video and get a feel for the energy and the enjoyment that the young people got out of participating in it, and for the pride that they felt in sharing their learning with their local community.
So 4 weeks ago we first met this class of primary fours from Deanburn Primary School. They had received a scroll from the creatures painted on the walls of Kinneil House asking for their help. They were worried about the fact that they were going to be fading away and they needed primary four to tell their story to help spread the word around the community about how beautiful the paintings on the walls of Kinneil House are. The children responded to that amazingly.
It was awful rainy. It was at the start of November. A lovely lady named Avon, she took us a tour of Kinneil House, some of the bits.
So over the last 4 weeks we've been doing lots of drama and storytelling techniques with them, lots of character work, and today they have put on a show for their community to tell the stories of the creatures painted on the walls of Kinneil House.
I felt really nervous before the show, but I just went in and smashed it.
So we've also been working with Primary 6 from Bowness Public Primary School. They came to Kinneil House 4 weeks ago for a tour to meet stonemasons, to find out about what a valuable resource was on their doorstep.
Because you get to learn what they did from the past, and it's kind of cool.
We sent them a scroll from the people who used to live and work in Kinneil House around the time of Mary Queen of Scots, and we've asked them to put on a show as the people of the house in the 1500s to tell the story of how life was and what an important place Kinneil House was in the past and is now.
I think my favourite thing about it was everyone in the play has gained confidence, and it was a really good performance.
Honestly, the best thing about this project has been seeing every child succeed, and particularly children who maybe find it quite challenging to see success in the core subjects, so maybe find literacy and numeracy quite challenging or one of those. This has been an opportunity for them to find something that they can work on and be proud of themselves in.
We've learned acting skills, and we just learned to project our mouths and to make sure our voice doesn't go down our throat and it comes out so the people in the audience can hear us.
I think I've learned a lot of facts about James Hamilton and Countess Margaret, and I didn't know that jesters done gymnastics.
Well, we go through our script and learn different scenes in little groups, and then we do voice warm-ups and we practice with our friends.
Well, the Illuminate team bring to the project skills that classroom teachers and head teachers like myself don't always have. We have a little bit of training in terms of the arts and media, but we're not experts in that field. And there is something really special about being able to break out from the confines of a classroom, away from worksheets and textbooks, to really immersive, deep, rich learning for children.
The Illuminate team were just wonderful. Karen and her team are such lovely people, first and foremost. They are fantastic with the children, had lots of knowledge of drama that I didn't have, and I wouldn't have felt confident about teaching without them, but now feel like I've learned from them as well, and will be able to improve my teaching going forward of drama conventions as well. So yeah, extremely knowledgeable, lovely people, and great with children.
Historic Environment Scotland and the Illuminate team have really supported us to deliver this project. I think it's brought to our curriculum something which we will look to develop in the future, either with or without support. So I think it's given us a good steer in terms of helping to move forward our curriculum with regards to sustainability.
I really enjoy doing just learning about it because it's just really fascinating and it's just really cool.
Well, I've learned a lot about Kinneil House and I think I've gained like a bit of confidence while I've been practicing and performing.
It's been so nice to have families involved, them come and enjoy the final sort of end product of the assembly, but also that link learning at home with going over lines and yeah, just sharing that learning.
Really good to see the kids just vibing off that kind of history of their own place they're from and feel that community spirit and as they learn as a team, as a sort of group at school.
He's loved doing something with his class, out with the standard work in class, learning his lines, going to Kinneil House for the day, learning the history around it. Yeah, just all of it. He's really enjoyed it.
Oh, they're so important because so many children don't have opportunities to go and learn about these places. As much as they live in Bowness, they've never maybe been to Kinneil House and gone inside. I know my children hadn't. So even just going in to learn about the history of the place that they live and then just with all their friends taking part in something like this, it's just brilliant.
We need children to know about their local history. I think it's really important. And there's a lot of little places that don't get the attention like the big places. And it kind of puts them on the map a little bit more, but it gives you a pride about somewhere that you're living.
I think it's important for children to learn about their local history in this way because it's not just being told to them or done to them, they're being asked to take ownership of the story and to really consider what responsibility then falls on them for the future to look after ancient buildings, especially in the light of things like climate change and the conservation work that will need to be done specific to historic buildings. I hope it's something that stays with them into their adult years and is a very memorable experience.
I think it's really important that a child's education helps them appreciate where they come from and feel a sense of pride and self-esteem linking to their own community. And obviously from the community point of view, it's good that the audience who came today and the people who were involved in the visit get to make that connection with their Bowness citizens of the future, for example. So it's mutually beneficial, I think.
So the link with Kinneil House, the link with Illuminate and with the Friends of Kinneil and our council workers as well has been invaluable. You know, it's just something we would never have known or been able to share or help our children learn without that.
Our hopes for the project for the future is that this is a programme we could take out to anywhere around the country, that we would be able to offer a class an opportunity to study a historic site in depth in a really active way and at the end of it be able to put on a play or a performance in the school for the community, and that we'd be able to provide all of the costumes and tech and scenery that would go along with that to have children put on a show that might be difficult for a school with limited resources to put on. We can bring all of that to you.
I think I've got I've learnt a new posh accent.
Can you show us?
Yeah, hello.